So today's episode, I'm so excited because Will is here with me. And why, Teddy?
Because our anniversary is coming up.
But yes, it is. It's 17 years. It's crazy. That sounds like a lot. 17 years ago, we met. September 1st. That's bananas. That sounds like a long time. Okay, and this is going to be awesome for you guys to listen to because the night I met Will, okay, I was not looking for love. I was not on the prowl. I wasn't like at all. Nothing. And how about you? That night, did you go out? You're like, I'm going to meet the love of my life tonight. Like what?
No. I was just going out with some friends and went to a lounge and just looking to hang out.
Okay.
Have some drinks.
Okay. I love that. And so you were just you're having a good time.
Yep.
Do you feel like you were self-fulfilled? Do you feel like, you know, in your own life, were you feeling fulfilled?
Yeah. I mean, I had my own apartment. I had my, a job. I was going out with friends. Just living a normal life.
I don't know why I was saying living la vida loca. I don't know why that came to me. It's awful.
Please no.
Oh my God. I never think of that song. Ricky Martin. Damn. No, babe, I love that because I always tell people this, it's so much about being self-fulfilled. And, sometimes when you're not, people are like, I need a guy, I need someone. When you have that energy, it's never going to happen.
Right. If you're not happy with yourself or your life, someone else isn't necessarily going to fix that hole in your life or problem.
100%. Like if I met you and I was a hot mess, we wouldn't have worked out.
Right.
The night that I went out, and this is what I need you guys to like take in on today's episode, okay? It's when you knowing and reflecting on your own life. Like, where are you at? Are you feeling fulfilled? Are you happy in your career? Are you happy with, how do you feel about yourself? If you don't feel good about you, right? And you're thinking, oh, let me just go out and if I find someone, they'll make me feel better. That's never going to work. Ever. Like the night I met you, I went out and I was so happy in my own skin. I had an awesome
You had your new apartment.
Yes, I just moved in. Literally, it was the first night. And like that's something that we've never shared about. And I think we need to share that because it's like freaking spooky crazy. I was living in South Miami, crazy town, like right next to Bougainvillea, one of my favorite bars. And my dad was the one that said to me, Jackie, you're never going to meet someone of substance here. And I'm like, Dad, I don't care to meet anyone of substance. Like, I don't care. And he's like, you should move to Brickell. And I'm like, Brickell? I don't hang out in Brickell. And he's like, no, because young professionals. And he's
Yuppies.
Is it yuppies? Is that what you call it? Yeah. I don't know. And he's like, yeah. And I'm like, Dad, I don't care. I'm not like, that's not even on my mind. Like, I was so happy single. And he's like, no, but Jackie, things take time. You meet somebody and you want to have kids and it takes years. And I'm like, oh my gosh, Dad. And I was thinking about it. I go, my dad has never steered me wrong. Every time I don't listen to my dad, awful things happen. And that's another episode. I have asked my dad to come do the show, and he's like, no, I won't do it.
That would be amazing.
That would be amazing, right? I need you guys to say something in the comments. Yeah, sign a petition. Like, we want Julio Lore, Jackie's dad, to come on the podcast. So anyway, I was like, you know what? I'm going to listen to him. So I went and moved to South Miami. I'm sorry, to Brickell. I moved. And the night that I moved, seriously, I was like, oh, let me just walk with some friends, explore the area. And I walked into a lounge called, at the time it was called Transit Lounge, right? Yeah. And now it's called Blackbird Ordinary. And I was like, oh my gosh, a Cuban band, which I absolutely love that band.
Spam All-Stars.
The Spam All-Stars was playing, like 7 people on the band, like the flute player, all Cuban. It was amazing. And I went in. And I was like, totally just my intention was to be present, to have like an awesome time and not waste time on the wrong people. Like, and so when someone did ask me to dance and who I knew was like definitely not ever going to be like my person for like a million reasons, a few reasons, I was like, no, thanks. And I walked away. And I was like, oh, and I felt really proud of myself. And I felt like normally I would always say yes. Like if someone asked me to dance, and even if I knew that they were not my person, even if I've dated them and it's all gone to shit.
Why'd you say no?
Because I finally got to a place where I was like really valuing myself and my time. And I'm like, no, like I don't need to please somebody. Like sometimes I feel like I used to be like, okay, because I felt bad. I felt like, I guess I should say yes. Now it's like, no. And it was like the easiest no. It was like, no, thanks. And I walked away. And I was like, oh, this is awesome. Like, what a nice feeling to say no. Like, and I know there's a lot of people pleasers out there, and I am serious. Like that one no really changed my life, because I walked across the, I was at the bar with some friends, and I looked across the way, the dance floor, and I see this cute guy smiling at me.
But then right behind him was me.
No, it was you. You're so cute. And so I smiled back, and then he smiles at me, and he closed. Hold on a second. Okay. And sorry, we're gonna close the door. and then let me tell you, he smiled. I turned away and I looked back and I smiled again. And then then what do you do, Teddy?
Ask you to dance.
Yeah, he comes up and asks me to dance, and I say yes. Seriously, that night, my intention was, oh my God, not to go on the prowl. It wasn't like that. It was just to be present, have a great time. I don't need anybody at all, but I didn't want to waste my time on anybody that I didn't want. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. When you feel your worth and you feel fulfilled, that energy is so different.
And you know what you don't want.
Yeah, and you know what you don't want. So you got to know your worth. You got to know what you want, what you don't want, and make space. Because I truly feel that, God, universe, whatever you want to call it, like had us, like they wanted us to meet. I feel like that was their intention.
The opportunity was there, but you had to be of the right mindset and all that to grab onto the situation.
Yeah. Like
you could have just said no or whatever. And
yeah.
gone off and
well, I told you when
that's the best thing in your life.
Oh my God. Okay, wait, you need to speak to Mike, because everyone.
Sorry. Best thing in your life.
So, you see this? You guys, he's supposed to be humble, babe. Humility, babe. He's like, you would have missed out on the best thing in your life. It's true though, Teddy. I told him, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so happy I didn't meet you like years. I feel like so many moments in my life, I would have like destroyed you. I would have like not appreciated you. I would have been like, I was drawn to toxicity. I was like, oh my gosh, he's a musician and like has no job and sleeps on sofas. Like amazing. Like, I know that this is resonating with so many people, because, it's like, why do I keep attracting, or why do I keep going? But like a part of me in those moments of my life, I was like drawn to that. And there's work to be done. Like if you are finding yourself dating guys, people, that are toxic, like something's going on. You got to do some inner work. So thank God I did. So when I met you, but of course, what did you try to do? And this is, I think everyone needs to know this. And we may have said this before, but we're going to say it again just in case. When we were dancing, I was like, oh, this is nice. He's a nice guy. We were talking. And you used your pickup line. Well, it's not your pickup line.
It wasn't a pickup line.
It wasn't your pickup line. You didn't have any pickup line,
no.
Right? Or did you?
I don't think so.
But what did you say that I remember? Like, I was like, oh my gosh.
When we were talking, I told you where I went to school.
Yes. And he told me when he went to school. And I
showed you my ring.
His ring, yeah. He told me he went to MIT. And I was like, no, you don't. No, you didn't go to MIT. And he's like, yeah. And he was wearing his little beaver ring.
Yeah.
It's like, beaver is people are like,
mascot.
People are like, beaver ring. Like, what is this? Yeah. And I was like, oh my God, my mom always wanted me to go to MIT. And now I'm meeting someone that went to MIT.
Close enough.
Second best thing. I'm like, okay, that's cool. But then you try to kiss me while we're dancing.
Yeah, of course. That's the move.
But see, I want to know about this. This is important. Why? Like, what do you mean, of course?
I was attracted to you. I said, let me get a kiss out of this.
Out of this. Okay.
We were dancing and having a great time. Swoop in for a kiss and got the cheek.
Got the cheek. I gave him the cheek. You guys, this is important. I am very big about kissing, and, that is very... Like, people are like, oh, kiss, no pasa nada, no, that's not a big deal, go ahead. And I'm not for it. Like, we had just met. Like, I don't know you, and my kisses are valuable. Like, no. So what did you think once I rejected you? I gave you my cheek. And what did you think?
Maybe you weren't into me. That's all.
Oh my God, you're so cute. And I was totally into, I thought you were so cute, but I was still getting to know you.
Right.
I'm so much about the emotional connection, okay? And if you don't know that, you got to hear this again, okay? It's all about the emotional connection. And so I was like, we haven't even gone on a proper date and really had time to talk. Like, yes, you can dance. Like, you're so cute and you're so sweet and you went to a good school, but like, I don't know anything else much, you know? So I was like, yeah, I'll give you, you asked for my number. I gave you my number and you called me like a couple of days later.
3 days.
Was it 3 days? Really? You did it on purpose?
I think
Yeah, I think you did. Like, what is up with the games? You see, I'm not for the games. Did you want to call me the next day?
Probably, yeah.
You're so
well, I also
cute.
was like, oh, wait, she didn't kiss me. Maybe she didn't want me to call her. I don't know.
You're so cute. I still remember when you called me. And I was driving home I was working at that school, a private school in Miami. And I was driving home. And I was like, oh, hey, like, totally happy to hear from you. I remember thinking, oh, cool. And then you're like, oh, we should, get together. And I planned and I said, let's go to Scotty's in the Grove.
Scotty's Landing.
Scotty's Landing was a really cool place, like in the marina, where you can have like happy hour. And I was like, yeah, I can go for a little bit. I have to go up to Boca to see my twin sister. So I already knew.
You had an out.
I had an out. I was like, I'll go and see if, I know I had a little bit of drink when I met you. And like, I wasn't drunk by any means, but I remember my friend John was like, Jackie, you just gave your number to like a random guy that you met. And he's like, what the hell is wrong with you? Are you drunk? And I'm like, no, I'm not drunk. He seemed like a really nice guy. I just had a good energy from him. And John was like, you're crazy. Like, you don't even know him. He's very protective. John was like, you're very... And I was like, no, like, I really feel like he's a good guy. I'll give it a shot. And he's like, Jackie, well, what if you see him and you feel like, oh shit, he's ugly because you were drinking? So I was like, oh no. So I was like, I didn't drink that much, but now he got it in my head.
Right.
So when I go to Scotty's, I'm like, oh my God, he's so cute. Okay, good. like I thought that you were cute. I'm like, okay, cool. Like, oof, okay. But I think what made you
Thank you, John.
Thank you, John. And as we were talking that night on our first date, like, I remember us connecting emotionally, and I was like, oh my gosh, this guy's adorable. Like, he's so cute. And I was thinking, when is he going to kiss me? Like, what's happening? Like, why is he?
And I kept thinking, I probably shouldn't kiss her because she doesn't want to kiss me. It backfired on you.
I know, it totally backfired. And then, like, literally, like, 8 hours later, like, we talked for, like, it was, like, 5 o'clock when we got there. And I think we left, like, at 3, right? 3 in the morning? We closed it down, and then we were like the parking lot talking. And like at the very end, you finally kissed me. Like, oh my gosh. And I was like, gold. This is awesome. The moral, the moral of the story, seriously, is when you go out, you really don't know when you're going to meet your person. You really could, like, seriously, as you're listening to this, right? It's September. Actually, is it tomorrow, September 1st? So you're like, okay, the weekend's coming up. Go out with the mindset of, oh my gosh, you're so worthy, and the universe wants to deliver, and your person's waiting for you. So when you go out, make sure you're not wasting a moment with the wrong person, because the next person you talk to really could be your person.
But I think the key, like what you said, is to be ready. Like,
yes.
And by being ready, meaning you are happy with yourself, happy with your life. You're in a state where you're open to accepting someone else into your life, not just, I'm unhappy and I just need someone that'll make me happy. Finding a person that's, you have to be in that self-sufficient.
Self-fulfilled. Babe, I love you so much. You're so cute. And so wise. So wise. I find this very attractive. No, but seriously, you're so right. So don't go out if you don't feel happy in your own skin, if you don't feel happy with yourself, if you don't feel fulfilled, if you do not feel fulfilled, you have to take steps to get there. 100%. Even if you got out of a breakup, even if you're like, oh, I don't want to date anybody. like do the work to actually heal and be in a place where you're so happy with your life. You don't need anybody. So you have that space to receive love. Yeah, today's episode was awesome. I loved it. You see, I got goosebumps, babe.
Awesome.
How do you? Do you get goosebumps?
Totally.
You don't get anything. Okay, you guys, thank you so much for joining us today. If this is resonating with you, seriously, and if you want to see more of Will, let me know. Like you can follow me on Instagram, the Jackie Lore, and seriously, shoot me a DM. I will love to know. Yes, I want to hear more of Will and his perspective on things, because he's a really freaking good, amazing person, and from a guy's perspective. And I love the message that you delivered, Teddy.
Well, thank you. I love being here.
Oh, Teddy, you're so cute. Okay, thank you.
Bye.
Bye.